Hey guys, I'm Quinnnx, and today I'm going to be covering some things that I think should be added into Danny's world. And without further ado, let's begin. First off, being able to play as Twisteds. Have you ever been in a run with your friends where you died early on and there's not a lot of things to do besides call G2E or like EAE if there's a distractor? And yeah, that's something to do, but it's not very fun. What if in the spectator mode there's an option to play as a Twisted, and depending on your tune, that would be a Twisted. If you're playing as Brightney, you'd be Twisted Brightney. If you're playing as Pebble, you'd be Twisted Pebble. Because Twisteds also have a detection range, you're also gonna have one too. If your Twisted's detection range is a lot bigger than others, you can see a lot farther away. And if it's smaller, then come on, guess. Twisteds also have abilities, so if you're playing as a Twisted who does have an ability, if it's passive like Finn, obviously it's going to happen passively, and if it's active like Goober Scraps, then you're going to use it like you would use Goober Scraps' ability. Second, new cards. I have a few ideas for some cards that could be added into the game, and the first one being called Star of the Show, which increases main chance by 2.5%, which may seem high, but maybe it could only be chosen after floor 12 or higher or something. And yes, I know the Star of the Show is Dandy's thing, but we don't really need a card for Dandy, now do we? The last two cards that I've came up with tie into two events that I've also came up with, which is going to be the next chapter of this video, and both of them are called Duct Tape and Secure Foundation, which both decrease the chance of a redacted event by 1.5%. My next idea, new events. Of course, we all love blackouts, and they're great. But what if we had more events, such as the Flood or the Earthquake? And first off, the Flood. The Flood gives some tunes debuffs, nothing buffs, and some can't even do anything. The tunes who can't do anything are... Because some of them are made out of materials that would not put up a fight against water, they just die, and Pebble and Cole would just drown, they would not be able to do anything to assist their teams because, you know, they care about their own safety. Some tunes that are not going to be affected at all are... And for the tunes who get a buff, Finn and Shrimpo. Why? Because events are supposed to be challenging. And Toodles is on the not affected list because children are hyperactive and they will find a way somehow to survive. And any other tune that I have not listed is going to get a random debuff of any stat by 50%. Same goes for the tunes that are buffed because they get a buff in a random stat by 50%. And the final event, Earthquake, will shuffle tunes and Twisteds across the map and occasionally blocking off passageways. So if you're being chased by a Twisted, there's a good chance that the Twisted would be shooken off of you. And if you're not being chased by a Twisted, there's a teeny tiny chance that a Twisted will find its way to you. And say you're walking towards a machine, the Earthquake happens, and now that part is blocked off and you have to wait for it to be cleared. My fourth idea is a third trinket spot, which would cost tons of Ichor because it would probably be game changing to have like a third trinket spot, which you should be able to rent it, not instead of like buying it permanently, because though that's overpowered. And I think to get it for one day you could spend 15,000 Ichor. To get it for a week you would have to spend 50,000 Ichor. So because you could, if you're distracting, you could equip tons of movement speed trinkets. If you're extracting, you could choose extracting trinkets, and if you're playing all extraction trinkets, and if you're playing as a slow extractor, you could choose extracting trinkets and speed trinkets. So it would be overpowered to just have it permanently. My last idea is new game modes. One of the game modes that I came up with is called Lights Out. All Twisted's movement speed is increased by a certain percentage, which I have not figured out yet, and all of the lights are out for the entire game, and including the machine's light, so you have to either be playing as a light producing toon, or just, suffer. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I might do a part 2 if this video hits 100 likes, which you guys are definitely going to be able to do. Have a great morning, noon, or night, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye!